All right, we are live, people. If anyone was waiting, people are joining right now. Otherwise, people will be slowly pouring in. Um, all right, well, let's get started anyway. Hi, everyone. My name is Charlie. I am one of the employees here at the camera company here in Madison, Wisconsin. And today's little Wednesday crash course is talking about shooting the fall colors, not just in the Midwest, but anywhere in general. But here in Wisconsin, we get fall colors and do it now. So basically, this is just going to be a quick 5 to 10 minutes. Like I said, crash course talking about location scouting, how to find unique locations and compositions for your images, as well as we will briefly touch on compositional tips as well as accessories to have, one specifically. Um, so with that being said, though, let's get started. My favorite way that I have learned to location scout when it comes to fall colors is. And so the way that I like to do that is I like to simply go on Google Maps and start there. So what I can do is I can go ahead and just find an area that's around here. If I switch over to a satellite view that I know is heavily wooded. Now, under Google Satellite, the areas with darker green indicate areas with heavy trees and foliage. So I can kind of go around and scope these areas. So, for example, 20 minutes from Madison, there's a place called Gibraltar Rock State Natural Area. And I want to get an idea of kind of what this area looks like. So, if anyone's ever familiar with, I can actually go and do a street view perspective. And so I could choose any of these pins and drop myself here. And of course, the one that I select is here in the winter. And see how wooded it is. Let me find another one though that isn't necessarily. Let me drop myself on the road here. We'll go right there. So actually, I've been here before, so I know that this is Gibraltar Rock up here. It's a quick 20-minute hike to the top, and you can overlook. It's a great sunset spot, one of my favorites to go. Um, I can say, okay, there's this road that I can drive down, and off to the left here are some very heavily wooded areas. So as we approach fall colors and a peak fall time, this is a spot that I can take note of. Now, a question though is how do I know when fall colors are peaking? The way that I can easily do that is if I simply search fall color report in Wisconsin. Top result here is the Travel Wisconsin fall color map. Typically around the middle of August, they go ahead and they actually announce their fall color reports and predictions for the entire state. And it goes by county and also can go by larger cities. So if you look here, northern Wisconsin right now is either approaching peak or it is at its peak right now. So if we go up and see week of peak is the first week of October, and you can see when it was last updated. So today, actually, it was updated a mere 3.5 hours ago. And they have little descriptions. They can tell you about a little bit of a status with it, activities, dining, place to stay. So it's also a great resource to see what kind of they have local. And then, of course, location images here. So I can go through and kind of see. And this is a golf course up there, and you can see the colors are starting to pop there. If I want to look somewhere closer to home, I can head down here and I can just click on Dane County. Now you can see with Dane County, because there are some busier metropolitan areas, they're going to tell me about those areas specifically. So for Madison, for example, they're telling me that the first week of November is when it is going to peak locally around here. Now Lodi and Lake Wisconsin, which coincides with Gibraltar Rock right around here, goes along with that just nicely. I have about 2 weeks to kill before actually I want to head up there and get a true glimpse of what the peak colors look like. One suggestion that I have though is if you do have some time to kill and you just want to kind of get an idea outside of going to Street View or like a satellite view, go for a drive. Play some good music. Personal favorites for mine are like Tame Impala or Gorillaz. Play some great music. Just drive and go kind of just see what the colors are like. Get a good idea and see, what the foliage looks like at that time, and kind of give yourself a heads up before the colors reach peak, because it takes longer for it to arrive at peak, but the moment peak passes, it goes and dies real quick. idea, let's also check one of my favorite places to go. Marinette, as well as just the Door County area in general, looks like it is nearing its peak. I would honestly be heading up there like this weekend if I was going. Um, so there's that to consider there. This is probably the number one resource when in regards to forecasting fall colors. Every morning, as if I check my forecasts, this is the number one resource I can provide for that. The other method outside of using Google Street View is simply by just using word of mouth. Go on Facebook, find Facebook groups. There's one called Wisconsin Nature Lovers. People are more than happy to share photos as well as just give their overall opinion and just say, yeah, I up here and my trail cameras indicate that fall colors are really starting to peak around there. So just ask around. People are more than happy to chat. In regards to finding locations, if you're ever at a state park or a state natural area and you see a DNR agent, talk with them. They're kind, always very willing to share their passion for the outdoors. I've gotten some of my greatest spots from DNR, so I fully suggest that. So that's overall the kind of location scouting, planning, prepping ahead in that sense. Moving forward, though, I want to briefly talk about accessories. So I have up here pulled is one of my images from last year. Actually, I have to make sure that let me go like this and close all of these and cool. So here are some of my images from fall last year. And I will tell you, my number one accessory, I used them all, was a polarizer. What a polarizing filter does is it actually goes ahead and it casts and cuts away all of the glare and the reflections in your shots. So for example, if I go to this shot here at a lake, the reflection that I wanted was further back here of the trees, but the closer up the reflection that I cut. This is something camera store, we sell them here. We have an HGX series as well as a digital series for all different thread sizes. I don't leave the house without this. It stays on, especially during fall time. It stays on at all times. The other accessory that you may notice with a lot of these images with them being static is a lot of them I use a tripod for. This is a shot that I took up in Merrill, Wisconsin near Copper Falls. Excuse me. And I needed a longer exposure in the water down here. I can't do that handheld. I'd love to say that my hands, can stay still, but I like to use my hands a lot. And so with that being said, I needed something to slow down and allow my shutter to open up longer. And the tripod did exactly that. ProMaster has some great products. They have their XCM series as well as their Specialist series. Personally, the Specialist that I own has proven me great this entire past year. Time. So those are kind of the couple accessories that I would suggest looking into. Another one about the polarizing is a shot here at sunset at, a lot of people know, is Devil's Lake. Take a look into a tripod, the things that you will absolutely want. Now, in regards to lenses, a lot of the shots that I like are wide and you want to capture a lot of the landscape, get a lot of the colors, get a lot of what's going on, and allow yourself to really open up and get that full wide perspective. This was a shot up in Door County on the way up to Washington Island. So keep that in mind as you go forward. Now, I don't want to say too much more because tonight, in less than 4 hours, about capturing fall colors. So if you want to go ahead and you want to actually see more of a deep dive into shooting fall colors in regards to composing your images, a deeper dive into forecasting and location scouting for fall colors, as well as getting a chance for me and others to kind of talk about and review images, that is an opportunity to look into. Easiest way to go about that and find what we have is head over to our website, cameracompany.com. And under our education tab, you scroll on down, the top result is capturing fall colors. You can go ahead and sign up here. It's over at our west side hosting it. So If you are here, I would love to see you there tonight as well. Otherwise, I don't want to say too much more because I'm very excited for the class tonight. But regardless, I hope you guys got something out of this little 10-minute walkthrough in regards to what it has to offer with fall. And I look forward to seeing everyone next Wednesday for our next topic. Thanks, guys. See you soon.